What's up, guys? Sorry, my camera's a little bit too close. There we go. I don't like seeing that much of my face. What's up, Jonathan? How's it going, bro? From Charlotte, North Carolina. How's my audio doing? Testing audio. Let me know if I need to make some adjustments. I did get your text just now, Jonathan. And my answer is, I'm not sure yet, but I believe so. I think I will. I'm having quite a good time with this game. What's up, Cosmic Kilo? How's the day going? It's a great day, actually. It's beautiful here. It started out like overcast, but now it's mostly sunny. Blue skies. Blue skies make me feel good. And got quite a bit done. Picked the lawyer wife up from the airport. She went to Disney World for the last few days. And then I stopped by the Lego store. So it's a great day. Getting the head start on those Christmas gift shopping. Because there might not be Christmas gifts come Christmas time. If you haven't heard about that, because of the supply chain, the experts are saying get your Christmas gifts now while you can. Okay. And what are better Christmas gifts than Lego? Come on now. What's up, Brood in 62? I like that name. So what we're doing right now is we're picking it up from last weekend with Beta Weekend 4. Or we have a mission to recover the payload from 3 different satellites last weekend. We did 2. We did 2 live, and then on the following day, on Monday, they extended our beta weekend so we'd have time to finish it. So I played through, and I won't spoil it. I attempted or succeeded in getting the 3rd payload from the downed satellite in the northern Arctic. So when we started off this gameplay, I just woke up out of bed and went upstairs and finished renovating my cliff cabin, and now it's glass. It's the first time I ever built glass in this game, in the glass working station, which was cool. But as I'm about to see, as you're about to see, as I'm about to find out, is that glass doesn't hold up too well when it comes to storms. So it may not be something I use all too often in the future. All right. I don't know how it holds up in other biomes, though. I guess we'll find out at another time. So this is the furthest trek to get this payload from the next satellite. Let me move my face. So I'm really doing my due diligence, trying to prepare as much as possible. I think right now what I'm doing, besides maybe making more glass, I can't remember what I'm doing. Oh, I'm making glass windows right now for downstairs. After I make the glass windows, I'm going to start making more ammunition, I think. Or maybe I already did that. I wasn't paying attention. And then we'll take it from there. A lot of prep work goes into your travels, otherwise you'll just end up dying pretty quickly. Hell yeah, man. Over here in Washington State, the sun is just peeking through the clouds. That's cool, dude. Good times. Legos for everyone, yeah. So, I just got word yesterday that our Lego Starship and Super Heavy was not selected. Man, it seems like we've been like waiting for those results forever, but it was not selected for the Lego review as the Lego review winner. It was once again rejected. I think Lego hates SpaceX. I don't know, but we did get to pick a few free sets out gratis from Lego. So I picked the Lego Disney train. Thought that would make for a great Christmas gift because my in-laws love Disney. So we got them that Disney Mickey train, and then since I love pirates, I went and I got the Barracuda pirate ship one. Hopefully they have them in stock. I'm pretty excited about it. What benefits are the glass windows? Really, there are no benefits to them. I think I remember Dean Hall saying a while back that they were just There was no real purpose to them. They're just for show, just for aesthetic purposes. I mean, they do look pretty cool, but obviously they don't hold up too well. Now, I think I will definitely use them, though, if I play Outposts, which is basically the game void of any dangerous animals or weather, and you're confined to a 1 by 1 kilometer area, and it's just, there's no time limit, there's no wipes, you just build whatever you want, and it lasts for forever unless you destroy it. Now that would be a good place to use Windows. So during this part of the game, I remember I'm trying to get enough polar bear skin or polar bear fur so we can make some pretty cool polar bear armor. So we're going to try to kill this guy. Without a reticle dot. That's badass. Will Kamala grab the power when Joe falls asleep? She'll try. Alright, mark my words, she will try. I don't even know how badly Kamala wants to be vice president, to be honest. She's not exactly seeming overly enthusiastic about her job, unless she's on the camera with child actors, and then she overdoes it. At this point, like, at first I was like, that's a scary notion that Kamala might end up being president, but Joe's so bad, it doesn't even matter at this point. I mean, they're basically doing as much destruction as they possibly can manage anyway at this point. So, screw it. When is the game full release? It was supposed to release in November, but now it's scheduled for December. He got through. How about that? He managed to freaking plow through that stone wall, yo. Scary to think about. I think it's still supposed to release before Christmas, though. Maybe it only got delayed a week or two. 2 weeks, maybe. LEGO doesn't want to commit to a version of Starship that will change. It will create form issues and collectible underground. No, I totally agree with that. Here's the thing. When my brother and I were building the LEGO Starship, when we finished, we were actually going to hold on to the set until the plans were finalized, because at the time it was the tri-fin design. But we knew that there were going to end up becoming some pretty big changes, so we were going to hold on to it. But then another creator ended up releasing their Starship, and we were like, well, that forces our hand. We have to release it now. So we did. We still hold a grudge to that other party. Like, that was a stupid decision on their part. They got greedy. They should have just waited. I don't know if it would really matter, though. I have a feeling that LEGO may want to release their own SpaceX model one day, because that might set a record for all-time high-selling model. I just wanted to show you guys there just how ridiculous that storm was. Like it like immediately takes your health away. It's crazy, even with the polar bear armor on. And now I'm just testing out these poison arrows. I never used them before. If you listen, the wolf keeps yelping for a little bit, but then he stops. See, he's still yelping because the poison's taking effect. I think that might have been the last one. Yeah, see, now he's done yelping. So the poison arrows actually aren't that effective, at least right now. They might tweak it later. There's another one. I think it ended up taking like 3 poison arrows, and I still ended up killing him with a normal arrow anyway. So they need to really up the damage of poison arrows. They're just not worth making them right now. I'm behind. Did you finally skin the mammoth? Yeah, we skinned him, what was that, like 3 weekends ago or something? After we killed him, but we didn't get his, no wait. We didn't skin him because I dropped my knife, that's right. Look how many wolves are right here, that's crazy. They can jump on rocks now. That's cool. I just wiped out an entire wolf pack. But no, we didn't skin the mammoth. But we will encounter another mammoth during this gameplay. That's what I was thinking of. My first time using concrete as well. These are concrete walls and windows for concrete walls, reinforced windows. Oh yeah, so crafting my first fire extinguisher. This is a fun toy we're gonna try out really quick. Beats whacking the fire off. And it works. I was wondering if it would work on wall torches, but it does. That's pretty cool. You have to be pretty accurate with it, though. Or you could just spray and pray, I guess. Yeah, and there is a limited amount to each extinguisher, so you have to use it wisely, which I don't. I just have fun spraying all over the place. So now we're smelting some gold because we're gonna make. I want to test out some electronics, dude. I don't think we've ever actually made anything electronic before in this game. Of course, that requires resources, so we just time-lapsed or what do you call it? We beamed over, transported over to this cave in the polar region. Now, some of these caves, when you get deep enough into them, they just drop off, and you will get stuck forever if you don't bring like a ladder with you, like what I'm using right now. So you gotta be careful. What's up, Ian Thompson? Finally made it live with a notification on time. You know, instead of just the last 5 minutes. I'm proud of you, bro. Welcome to the show. We're just kicking back, relax, enjoying our Saturday. Talk about whatever you guys want. I went from one storm to another one in 2 different biomes, and now trees are trying to trample me. It's always fun to run through those, though. Will I live or will I die? Who knows? What's up, Marcus? Marcus Phoenix. Hey, hey, I almost finished all the objectives before the end last weekend. Built an awesome base. Got 2 warheads, but just didn't have enough time to reach the 3rd. Dude, this game takes some serious hours, some serious gameplay time to complete some of these things, man. So what you just saw right there was a really bad storm, like the black part of the storm, the worst of the storm. It was just shattering my windows, man. Like, they didn't stand a chance. So yeah, again, I won't be using windows. I can't say never, but I don't plan on using them anymore during the actual gameplay missions. I think what we're doing right now is we're gearing up to go out to recover the 3rd satellite payload. Yep. Got my tier 3 armor. We'll grab the polar bear armor again as well. We're going to use the tier 3 armor to venture up north through the forest biome. And once we get to the northern polar biome, we'll switch on to the polar bear armor. So check this out. A storm just rolled through while I was trying to get to this cave. And when I came out, I saw like half the forest was on fire because it was a lightning storm. I've never seen a forest fire rage this much before. It was pretty cool. Too bad I didn't have my fire extinguisher on me. So again, yeah, what we're not ready to go to the northern biome yet, the northern polar biome yet. We're still trying to get resources so I can build my piece of technology. I think I'm building the beacon. So there's this beacon machine that you can build that will place a map marker, a marker on your map, so you can kind of like, you know, navigate. I don't really need it, but I just thought it'd be cool to build something like that since we have it available to us. got the place like a sauna, 32 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it happens when you have the fireplace roaring and then all the smelters and all the wall torches. So this is the beacon locator. We pull up the map. You'll see it marked that spot that it's in. So that could be useful, especially if you have a group of people and you're like, all right, we're all going to meet back here in so much time, then it'd be very convenient. You can also make strawberry jam now? I can't read it. Some sort of jam. This gives you a great like health buff, food buff, stamina buff as well. You can also make wine, which is pretty cool. Grapes that burn, grape juice that burns. And then you can also make beer. Again, all of this stuff just gives you a health and stamina buff when you mix them up. In order to make these things, first you have to make the bottles down at the glass station, and then you have to get the ingredients to make your alcohol. It's all pretty cool. Yeah, now we're about ready to head out. That's right. Okay, so we're going to be heading out here in a second. Yeah, I mean, I can try bringing the map up every now and then, but until they release the option to build like a radar or something that reveals part of the map, it's not going to be that much. It's not going to be that helpful because it's all blacked out, which is great. I love that they have it done that way. I love the fog of war thing. It makes the game more challenging. So yeah, all you can see right now with the map is black. It's huge though, dude. Like, It has, I can't remember how many biomes exactly is in this map. I know there's 2 forest biomes, 2 desert biomes, and I believe there's 2, yeah, there's 2 polar biomes as well. So I think there's 6 biomes total, if I'm not mistaken. Each one takes, you know, a good 45 minutes to an hour to traverse. It's pretty huge. All right, so we're on our way to get that 3rd satellite. Ian's got a soda, sitting in a quiet room. It's on his Steam wish list. Yeah, man. Nice thing about betas is, during at least this beta on Steam, is that you can refund at any time, no matter how many hours you played. But if you'd rather just sit back and watch, that's cool too, bro. I'm really looking forward to next weekend. I'm really looking forward to getting into that desert biome, man. See some lions and shit. It's gonna be a great time. I love palm trees. They're my favorite. Alright, so we kind of did a time warp to the tundra area, the little transition area to the northern polar region. Stop saying polar. It's not really polar, but like Arctic, or I don't know if it's Arctic either, but just the frozen region. What's up, Fiery Waco? Yeah, it does kind of look like a paramotor, doesn't it? That's funny. Just does the wine taste better with age? That would be pretty impressive if like the wine gave you a better buff if you like aged it and just let it set for a while. That'd be pretty cool. But if they did that, then they'd have to allow you to build like a winery with a bunch of cubby holes to put your wine bottles in. Like our basement, thanks to the lawyer wife. She loves her wine. Although she doesn't really drink it that often, so we just keep getting more and more wine bottles. It's crazy. I'm not a big wine guy. Definitely take some mimosas, though, when I'm on vacation, for sure. I'll transition a little bit from time to time while we're going through this region, because every now and then the game will start getting choppy on me. Again, this is a beta, so it's just something they're going to have to iron out over the next few weeks before the release. Swing and a miss. Seems to combine the first-person shooter with the strategy survival game. Yeah, man. Two of my favorite genres. What's up, LGT Wizard? You should pull out a knife for those close encounters. I agree. If I'm in a pinch, I definitely will, but I felt like that wolf wasn't too threatening to me, so I didn't bother. I'll definitely be pulling it out in a little bit. Trust me. It gets pretty hairy sometimes as we go through here. What's your guys' plans for this weekend? Anybody have any interesting plans going on? Let us know in the chat. I'm always telling you guys about what I'm up to. I want to know what you're up to. Halloween plans, travel plans. Lawyer wife was sitting next to a Southwest pilot on her way home from Disney World today, and her husband happened to be flying the plane they were riding on, and I think she was flying standby, and she was like, if you're flying Southwest, she highly recommends you not fly around the holidays because may end up getting canceled. Fiery's thinking about going hunting. We're hunting right now. Hunting time. Hunting some wolves. I just read an article the other day. It made me sad because, again, I'm an animal lover. That, like, I think it was Montana, and I can't remember the other state, that they have, like, a open season all year long on wolves. And so they're just, like, going at them hardcore. You can hunt them down on your ATVs and stuff. I'm like, oh, poor pups. I mean, I get the necessity of hunting sometimes if a population gets too big and too out of control, but I don't really know the whole backstory behind it. I didn't really trust the article I was reading. Sometimes you can just smell the bullshit. At the same time, I'm like, no, don't kill all the wolves. Poor puppers. Not in this game, though. I will F some wolves up, bro. Tower watching Boca Chica. Anything going on right now? What's going on with the tower? Working overtime to not go bankrupt on Christmas. I feel you, bro. It's gonna be an expensive Christmas. I have a feeling Santa's gonna be a cheap ass this year. Off topic. Your take on the Dave Chappelle controversy. Yeah, the lawyer wife and I watched his last stand-up because she really likes Dave Chappelle. I think he can be pretty funny. We didn't feel his last stand-up here. I think it was in Detroit. We didn't feel it was really that funny, but we also kind of expected the controversy because, you know, the trans community, they are the bullies. They are the bullies of the 21st century. I mean, you cannot cross them whatsoever. And sometimes even if you have nothing to do with it, they'll just come after you. They're bullies. And it kind of made me laugh, actually, when I heard that this Netflix walkout happened, and then the orchestrator of it got fired, who was this trans, you know, this trans activist got fired from Netflix because he or she or whatever it is orchestrated the walkout. I'm like, you know what? That's what cancel culture feels like. But the thing is, it's your fault because walkouts are illegal. You can't, like, sick outs, you just get what you get, you know? You took the risk. Like, I will never bitch about being blacklisted on YouTube like I am. I mean, it's my decision to be vocal about freedom of speech and the things I believe in. But do I think it's bullshit that they do that? Yeah, I do, but instead of whining about it, I'll just go to Rumble, and that's what we've done. It is crap, though, like what they're doing to Steven Crowder right now again. They banned Steven Crowder for another week because of, and we're going to talk about this in our video this week, at least part of it, about the Loudoun County trans issue. The guy's daughter was raped by a trans person, and all hell broke loose in Loudoun County, and then Steven Crowder did something on it, and YouTube banned him for it. Like, they're like covering for rape now, the left and big tech and big media. It's sick. So we'll be talking about that a little bit in our episode this week. I think it's gonna be overall in like the Great Reset, I'm thinking, but there's just so much stuff. I don't know what the overall theme's gonna be yet. There's just so much stuff to talk about. From the hip. Oktoberfest. Man, it has been a long time since I've gone to an Oktoberfest. I think he was going for more political commentary and less funny, because he is too big to get canceled and doesn't care. Kind of like Ricky Gervais. Yeah, Ricky's stand-up is hilarious, bro. Like, that's the thing. If you don't have a sense of humor, he goes after everyone. Same with Dave Chappelle. They go after everyone. If you can't laugh when they're going after what you believe in, then you just don't understand comedy, man. You take things way too seriously. And that's the thing about the trans community, the LGBT, whatever it is. They just don't, not all of them, but the majority of them, at least the vocal members of their group, are just, they're not fun to be around. Like, they're not someone you'd want to hang around with at a party. They just get offended by anything, and then they freaking attack you. Screw them. Like, here's the thing. Like, growing up, I had gay people hit on me all the time, and I took it as a compliment. Like, no, I don't want to have sex with you, but thanks, I appreciate it. It's a compliment, you know. But not so much anymore these days, which is totally understandable. But also at the same time, like, before I was a police officer, I did like a year of loss prevention I was a loss prevention detective for Macy's for about a year. And we always had problems with these older middle-aged gay guys going into the bathroom and just trying to peek in on kids. It's freaking gross, man. Like, that's not to say all gay people are perverts or anything, but every pervert that we caught in the Macy's bathroom trying to freaking peek on kids we had to arrest was a gay person, like this gay guy. Like, it was like a pandemic in and of itself. And that goes back to the whole Loudoun County thing. Like, the whole controversy behind it was this guy's daughter was raped by some kid who was wearing a skirt because he claimed to be trans or something. And he raped her in the bathroom, and allegedly. And so a few weeks later, they had the school board meeting, and the dad went to that, and some activist lady came up to him and said, "I don't believe your daughter," and he just lost it. And then the cops tried to arrest him. Well, they did arrest him, and the school board is trying to cover for, like, we'll go over it, man. It's really bad. The details are just ridiculous. The school board's trying to cover it up. And then the kid who ended up doing the raping, the trans kid, ended up raping someone else in the meantime at a different school that he ended up going to. It's just sick. It's like saying that handicapped people can't be gold diggers, or handicapped people can't be, unethical. It's like, you think trans people or gays can't be immoral? Are you kidding me? It's a disgusting world sometimes, yo. Part of me thinks that Dave Chappelle was kind of more political than funny for this one because he was in Detroit. You probably want to make it out of there alive, you know? They will be adding attachments for your weapons soon. They thought they were going to have them out for this weekend, but it didn't happen. So pretty cool. Pretty soon you'll be able to put scopes on your rifles and stuff. I'm waiting for the M4s, dude. They have to be coming because there's a button for switching between modes of fire, like semi and auto and stuff. So they got to be coming. And of course, it's a Dean Hall game, right? DayZ. Got to have your 3 bursts and stuff. I never use 3 bursts though. I never use it. I don't like 3 bursts. Either semi or auto, and usually I just typically go with semi. It's more accurate. We hear a polar bear, yo. There's a polar bear up there. Oh yeah, that's right. We crafted some incendiary rounds. We ain't messing around this time, boys. We're gonna light some furries on fire. Tell you what, man, when it comes to the school board meetings, like, you guys, everyone needs to go to theirs. Even if you live in a small town, like I live in a really small town. It's a really conservative town. I grew up in a really small conservative town, but you know, my sister still lives in the town we grew up in, and she has kids in school, and she's on the warpath, dude. She's like the lawyer wife, man. She found out that they're, even in this small conservative Ohio town school, they're teaching critical race theory subjects. Like, they're teaching Islam to these 2nd graders and 4th graders. They're teaching Islam. They're teaching, and whatever happened to church and state, you know? If you're not going to teach Christianity, why the hell are you teaching Islam? They're teaching feminism to 4th graders. Like, it's ridiculous. She showed me the textbooks. I couldn't believe it. So even if you live in a small town, you need to attend your school board meetings and make sure they're not fucking around, man. That's right. That's right, Ian. We're cooking these bears before they drop to the ground, man. I think we're almost there. Yeah, there it is, right there. You see the little rock ledge up there in the middle of that vast openness. It's right above it. Not quite as far as it was to get to the mammoth a couple weeks ago. That was probably an extra like 10-minute jog. Bert's Polar Fuchs. Did you hear that Jeff Bezos flat out turned his back on Shatner while he was describing the emotional experience so he could spray champagne on the Blue Origin employees? I watched it, man. I watched it. And it's something I would have mentioned in the video had I remembered to. But when I was watching that, yeah, I took a mental note. Like, I could not believe it. There's a polar bear down there. I felt so bad for Shatner in that moment because as soon as Jeff Bezos turned and walked away, Shatner was literally mid-sentence, right? And after Bezos walked away, Shatner just kind of looks on the ground. You can tell he was kind of like going over his memory of what happened when he was in space. So like, it probably wasn't that big of a deal to him. But yeah, it was definitely disrespectful, dude. Thank God Bezos came back to him. He came basically right back after he got done being a little idiot. And then Shatner got to finish his story. But yeah, in that moment, I felt so bad for the guy. He just left him. Just left him behind mid-sentence. It was very rude. What's up, Gandhi Flip-Flops? Glad to have you back, bro. The whole world's gone to shit, Kevin. It's not just in the U.S. That is true. Trust me, I've been paying attention. A lot of stuff happening in Italy right now. Those people are straight up fighting for their freedom with the green passes. It's ridiculous. They're standing strong. I think Australia, at least parts of it, might have opened up a little bit. I don't know for sure. I haven't been keeping an eye on that in the last few days. I feel like I might have read that somewhere recently. I just I don't think you call it tweeting, but I tweeted on Telegram, whatever you call it, this story from Fox Business that Delta is backing off of the mandates for their employees because, you know, they're saying that it's just divisive, and I don't know if it's true or not, but they're also saying that 90% of their employees are already vaccinated. And it's just like what the lawyer wife was telling me with her conversation with the Southwest pilot's wife. You know, if they stand strong, if people stand strong and hold the line, Biden's going to have to back off come the November 22nd or 24th or whatever it is that deadline is, because our infrastructure, our supply chain, I was researching it a little bit. It's unbelievable how delicate our supply chain is. It's a machine, dude. Our supply chain is like an organism, a living organism. It really is. It is so exact, and it has to always be running. Like to fix the problems it's already having is going to take a very long time. A very long time, because it's supposed to run like clockwork. And when you put a chink in that armor, when you put a stop to any part of that supply chain, it screws up so much of it, and it's so complex. We're gonna get to the high ground before we decide to take that bear on with these incendiary rounds. I don't want a bear on fire coming at me and lighting me on fire. So if we all just hold the line come November, our supply chain and our infrastructure is already so fragile. It's already so close to failing completely that he's going to have to either push the deadline or just back off of it entirely.
Then we can all sleep tight. Till the next time UDA loses one of their toys. Arm that thing and watch your back.
Of course, this is my opinion, just as an outsider looking in, because, you know, if they fire hundreds and hundreds of pilots, our airline industry is like the last straw. We will not be able to sustain it. Dead and cooked. And of course, you know, it's hard not to believe that that's what Biden wants. Obviously, I think it's pretty obvious that's exactly what he wants, is to just disrupt everything, because every decision he makes is bad for America. But you want to do these things gradually.
All right, it's hot. One enzyme warhead coming up. Stay close in case it changes its mind.
If you want to fundamentally...
Surprise. The locals don't like you firing up the satellite. You're going to need to take care of this.
If you want to fundamentally transform America, you have to do it gradually. If you do it like suddenly overnight, people are not going to like that. That's too much change. You got to boil the water. So So yeah, I think, in my opinion, he's going to have to back off of his position. If we stay strong and hold the line. If we give in, then obviously he won't have to. Obviously, the mammoth is still a huge bullet sponge. But what's nice, though, is that this weekend, the health bar stayed above his head so I could see how close to killing him I was. But still, I don't like the whole the name card, name tag, health bar thing above the animals. I don't like it. It's not immersive.
Still here.
6 bullets remaining out of all the ammo I took with me. I took over 80 rounds with me. Actually, I think it was closer to 90 or 100 rounds with me. We have 6 left to get back to the base. Guess you can never bring enough, huh? But I did have my knife this time. Even though it wasn't required to skin him, I felt like I owed it to myself to grab that freaking tusk. I also grabbed some bones so I could make some bone arrows. I have to find some sticks in order to make those. So right now I'm feeling like there's a pretty good chance I'm not going to make it back to the base alive with only 6 rounds of rifle ammo. Of course, we got to grab the payload out of the satellite first. Ian Thompson, exactly. That's a good way to put it. The supply chain runs minimal static stock. It's all just in time. Exactly.
You got enough bioenzymes there to reshape a decent chunk of this planet. I guess that's why the UDA don't want it just lying around. Time to head back to the dropship. If you can stay alive, you're about to make the UDA real happy.
Like the article I read said, like in some car manufacturing plants, they'll get certain parts of the car like 10 minutes before they need to put them on the assembly line. Like, it's crazy how much like clockwork the supply line runs. It's nuts. You stop that, and then people just end up sitting on the factory manufacturing floor, like they don't have anything to do because they don't have the parts. I can't imagine how messy it really is. And those freaking ships sitting off the coast of LA, dude, they just keep stacking up out there. It looks like a jungle. I don't know if you've seen the latest pictures, but there's hundreds of them out there now. And now we're down to 3 bullets. Where's that 2? No, I think that's 2 bullets. 2 bullets. How much is gas in Ohio? 339 unleaded here, going up big time seems. Yeah, it was like when Trump got out of office, it was like 205, I think. And then a month later into Biden's presidency, it was 219, I think, and it stayed around that for a while, and then it got up to 309, and it's been at 309 for several, like maybe 2 months or so, but now it's up to 230. It raised like 20 cents in just like a week, maybe 2 weeks. So yeah, I think we're about where you're at, 230 something, or I'm sorry, 330 something. I'm not concerned about with the non-perishables, but look at Britain. 800 butchers needed, or thousands of pigs will rot, and you need to refrigerate in containers to move them. It's a mess. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, I learned over COVID that farmers had to basically execute their cows and stuff here in the States because all the restaurants were shut down, and they couldn't afford to feed them, so they just had to kill them. They had to basically euthanize them and let it go to waste. It's insane, and that's why I was starting to have the feeling during the pandemic last year, like this whole supply things, the supply chain's gonna be heavily impacted by all this. It's not just something you can pause. All right, and we weren't even just pausing it; we were pausing some parts of the supply chain while others were still running, and that's just making everything even worse because now you're gonna have bottlenecks. It'd be one thing just to shut everything down at once, the supply ships, the air travel, restaurants and all, and then you could just kind of restart it back up. It's not that simple, but that's not what we did. I mean, we had some things running, some things not. Bottlenecks happening, creating bigger bottlenecks. Now it's just a complete mess, dude. So, again, I'm trying to find some sticks so we can make more arrows because, again, I only have 2 rifle rounds. And so I came across this second forest biome entry, this little tundra area into this second forest biome, but I can't go in there because it's my luck. There's a polar bear in there. I don't know if you saw it, but I decided, yeah, I'm not messing with that. I'm just going to take my chances, and which was the right call because I ended up finding some sticks about 60 seconds later. So we can make some arrows. Cool Hand, what's up, Cool Hand? I just got back from grocery shopping. No shortages, but prices are up again. Prices are what? Like I said before, I'm the one that does the grocery shopping in my house, or the wife wouldn't eat. The bill just keeps getting more and more expensive. It's bad. There are some things that I can't find sometimes, but you get around bigger cities. They're like on the West Coast. They're having a huge inventory issue. Like their shelves are empty, which is why those hashtags were trending. Empty shelves, Joe, or whatever it was. It just depends on where you're at. Luckily, again, I live in a small Ohio town, so we have like farmers markets, so I'm not worried about starving to death or anything, but obviously you're going to want to have a variety of food if need be. So it's always nice to have some My Patriot supply down in the storage. All right, so we're kind of in a pickle here. I got stuck behind a legit train of wolves being led by a polar bear. So I only have 1 or 2 rifle shots, and then I have like maybe a dozen arrows, and that's it. So I'm trying not to alert any of them, because if I alert even one wolf, it's just going to bring the rest of them on me. So this is a make it or break it moment right here. You like this hat? I'm trying to blend in. Maybe the polar bear won't notice that I'm not a polar bear. I'm also afraid that he is going to notice I am a polar bear and try to mate with me. That's why I have my knife out. Chop his genitals off. That's animal abuse. Oh, burst Polar Fuchs, I just got out of the trucking industry. It's an absolute mess. The guys staying in it are being worked to death like anyone else that is still working right now. I know it, dude. I know it. I agree with you, Wizard. Absolutely. Like, I was willing to give Biden and his administration the benefit of the doubt. And it's not that I trusted them. I just thought it'd be the right thing to do. Give him the benefit of the doubt at first, like the first month or two. Like, maybe the decisions he's making, obviously they're dumb, but we'll just leave it because he's incompetent. But it's clear as day now that it's not incompetent. It is deliberate. They are deliberately, and they've admitted to it, they are deliberately trying to crash the system so they can reset it. That's exactly what they're doing. I mean, even Psaki just said the other day during a press conference, you know, we're using this opportunity to build something different. That's what she said. Like, okay, so you want social. It's such bullshit, too. Like, that pisses me off. Oh, capitalism doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah, the reason it's not working is because you're wrecking it. It's your fault that it doesn't work. You corrupt motherfuckers. All crony capitalism is just socialism. It's state involvement. That's what it is. It's when the state gives preferential treatment to banks and bails them out, or different companies like big tech, gives them privileges and rights, messes with the free market. That is not capitalism. That is socialism, if anything. That's government power getting in the way. You don't get to say that capitalism doesn't work when you're the one screwing it up on purpose. So we survived the polar region. I was actually quite surprised about that. Now we just need to survive the rest of the forest biome so we can get back to our drop pod, dude. Return these satellite payloads back to the space station. Complete this mission, brah. Just leaving shit behind now. I'm littering on this beautiful planet. Typical human. Now it's all organic. It's a natural armor of fur. I'm a law student and curious, what area of law does the lawyer wife specialize in? These days, she's doing energy. So she's had some pretty, I'm not allowed to talk about very much of it, but she's had some pretty popular cases that a lot of people who are like knowledgeable about politics or news, current events, you would have heard some of the cases she's won in the past. I just can't tell you what they are. I'm not allowed to. And I can also tell you, I wish I could tell you who she's working with too. Like, all you guys know, at least one of her clients at her law firm represents. Like, she's a real cutthroat. She's very smart. She was valedictorian of her law school class of like 200 to 300 law students. She's represented celebrities before and won cases for them, like defamation cases and stuff. for conservative celebrities. But yeah, now she works energy. And like as soon as Biden became president, she was having a freaking hissy fit because he was screwing so many things up. Like he was making everything worse. If you're making things worse for like lawyers, then you know you're not doing the right thing because oh my gosh. I got to stop talking about her. I'll say things I'm not supposed to, but anyway, yeah, what we were just doing just now was lighting my cabin on fire because we don't need it anymore. And then I was testing out the testing out the fire extinguisher to see how well it works. It didn't work too well. I think it just takes some practice. You really got to get close to the flames and really aim it where it needs to go in order to put the fires out. It's pretty satisfying though just to watch it burn down, I gotta say. Yeah, my Patriot supply, I wouldn't recommend you buy it just to have like delicious meals every night with your family. It's meant to be stored until you absolutely need it. It's like MREs, right? And yeah, they do ship to Canada. It just takes a little bit longer. I do not believe they ship across the pond. Sorry about that. But I'm sure there are similar kind of companies that do. You just have to check. Warning though, I'm not familiar with any other companies, so you have to do your own research on them. Dude, Lawyer Wife is a real patriot, dude. Like I talked about this in my last live stream. She's hardcore. She's hardcore. When the election was over, I tried to take the Trump flag off the house, and she was not having that. She put it right back up, and then she got another one. So now we have 2 Trump flags hanging in front of her house, and she has a little Trump flag in her office. Yeah, I guess if you hunt, you don't need them, right? Hopefully you're a good shot though. So if you look at the screen there, we didn't complete our mission because if you remember back, I dropped the first payload. Remember that on the ground from last weekend? I accidentally dropped the whatever was the organic material, the test tube, onto the ground when I was trying to put it into the pod inventory, and I couldn't pick it back up. So that's why we didn't actually complete this mission. Bullshit. But at least I brought back the mammoth horn, right? So it's like we're 1 week. Technically we're 2 weeks behind completing our missions. We are completing them, but it's after they've already expired. So next weekend we'll manage to find a test tube and we'll bring that back, even though we won't need it. All right, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me for an hour this Saturday. I'm gonna go back to hanging with the Lawyer Wife. She makes me. So have a good rest of your weekend. We're about halfway done with it. Enjoy it. And we'll be releasing that the Great Reset video Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, for those of you who are eccentric members, I'll see you on Tuesday. Unless something big happens between now and then. Hopefully we get a static fire on Monday. I haven't checked the road closures since yesterday. Cheers. Good chatting. I'll see you guys. God bless you and Godspeed.